Greetings, and welcome to House of R, a Ringerverse podcast on the Ringer Podcast Network. I'm Mallory Rubin. Joining me today, she's your friendly neighborhood podcaster. It's Joanna Robinson. Hype, 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 hype. Joanna, hype. No one can stand between us and home, and no one can stand between us and the summer hype meter. It is a cherished seasonal House of R tradition. Seasonal-ish. That's part of the tradition is we make up the seasons for how they suit us in the release calendar.
Yeah.
We will refresh everybody on the rules.
Right.
And
the
we
regulations.
will get into, there are some regulations. Rules and regulations.
And the practices.
Best practices, worst practices.
The signs and or portents of what's coming this summer.
Signs, exactly. We're going to refresh everybody on all of that and then get to our top 10s right after this. This episode of House of R is presented to you by Target. Calling all trainers! The Pokemon and Target collection celebrating 30 years of Pokemon is almost here, and the lineup is kind of incredible.
A few are sure to be fan faves. Pokemon starter jackets, mystery water-type Pokemon bottles, and even caboodles.
Which feels perfect, because Pokemon has always been about sharing the adventure. And Target is bringing fans together to celebrate that spirit.
The first drop is in store May 2nd, online May 3rd.
With the second drop, June 6th.
Explore now at Target.com.
Okay, programming reminders. Now listen, we're recording this a week before this podcast is going to air.
Correct.
Because I will be traveling for work. We're banking this early. And so, little caveat here, who knows? Like anything could happen. In theory, by the time you hear this, you will have already heard 2 other podcasts that we've yet to record, but will have been recorded and will have aired. And then who knows if there's news or something changes, you have some travel too.
Right.
Things could change. But in theory, here's what's coming up.
Yeah.
A musical extravaganza. Tell the people about it.
Oh my gosh. We've got a couple great guests coming out. It's Friend of the Pod month is technically over by the time you're listening to this.
It goes on in perpetuity as far as we're concerned.
But yeah, I mean, it was really fun to have pals on.
Delightful.
So, we've got this studio. We've got this big old couch.
If you want to be our friend, let us know.
Let us know. I've got a couple pals coming in to fill in. It takes 2 of my best pals to fill in for one Mallory Rubin while she'll be off around the world. And so we're doing a sort of musical, less like jazz hands musical and more like musical in anticipation of the Vampire Lestat. So I haven't completely formed my idea of what this episode is going to be, but one thing I know we want to talk about is best fictional bands. Oh. So hobbitsanddragons@gmail.com if you want to nominate a fictional band that you love that you want us to talk about.
Exciting.
We've got a couple experts coming out to talk about that kind of thing. So I'm excited.
Maybe I'll throw you some nominations.
Oh, please. Anything off the top? Dingoes Ate My Baby?
Dingoes Ate My Baby, of course, top of mind given the Buffy rewatch. And, we're almost famous.
Stillwater.
Enthusiasts of Stillwater,
Fever
I think
Dog.
just has to
Come
be.
Come on, yeah.
The question really is just how high on the list, not whether they're on the list.
Crucifixorious? How are you about Christian speed metal?
If Landry's involved, I'm an enthusiast.
There you go.
Okay, it sounds like you've got your top 3. That's great. Speaking of Lestat,
women not invited.
Well, as usual, not welcome to participate here at the House of R. Well, any of our hype meter selections involve women at all, we'll find out. I don't know. Speaking of Lestat,
yeah.
After that musical extravaganza, the next podcast that we record will in fact be, I believe, the premiere episode?
Yes.
The reaction to the premiere of
Correct.
The Vampire Lestat?
And I will be wearing the thing that I bought.
Great. I will be
for
in the
this
coffin.
very occasion. You will be sporting your incredible haircut, which I don't know that we've talked about on mic, but everyone is loving in the comments and the emails and stuff like that.
I had to chop it.
The chop. It looks so good.
Thanks, pal.
It always looks great.
Just had to be chopped.
But it looks super cute.
I appreciate it. Disclosure Day. Not far after Lestat, so that is a thrill. Very exciting. We are looking forward to seeing that soon. We haven't seen it yet. I think it'll be on our hype meters. We'll see how high. We'll find out in mere moments.
We're about to see it, though.
We are about to see it. Spoiler warning for the hype meter. There isn't really one. We've not seen any of the things that we're going to be talking about. Maybe you've watched a screener or two for one of the installments.
Correct.
But that's it.
That's literally it.
And so the
I know, I was about to, and I'm like,
I
watched,
recall it in real time. You've dipped a bloody toe.
I have dipped a toe. One solitary fang. Yeah, one solitary fang.
Exactly. Yeah. But we will, of course, feel free to reference things from prior seasons of a pending release. Things like that might come up. And then, of course, trailers, casting news, marketing, anything like that, fair game. But we're not spoiling anything from the stuff that hasn't aired because we don't know what's coming yet.
Correct.
It's pure hype. We live in the moment in the hype draft. That's part of the joy of it. Should also say, like, because we're banking this early, it's like entirely possible that another trailer for one of these things comes out before this airs, and that will not be accounted for on this podcast if it happens.
I know. A Hot D Entertainment Weekly cover dropped this very morning, and I have not had a chance to look at it.
Me neither.
So, okay. We will not be bringing that information
in. Not be accounted for.
If we had time, we would have read it, but it dropped mere hours ago and I didn't have time. So
yeah, if new dates come out in the next week,
sure. If there's a House of the Dragon trailer,
be accounted for
while Mallory's away for work.
Yeah, great news. You have 3 hours of past Hot D season 3 trailer podcast.
Or perhaps it's just me on a mic for 2 hours, just every single frame.
That would be great.
With no one here to help me and just me being like. Me just being like, show me that dragon. But the whole staff is on this work trip. And so it'll just be me screaming into the void. Sounds fun.
Listen, CR is going to be in town.
Content is content.
If you're doing Name That Dragon, he's available. All right. Should we get to our rules refresher?
Please.
For the summer hype meter. If you've listened to one of our prior hype meters, and we've done a lot of them at this point. We've been doing these for like 4 years, I think. Sometimes we do it every season. Sometimes we don't. But we've done a lot of these.
Are we coming on our 5th?
We are. I mean,
anniversary?
October, right? It's famously, it's a week of 3s. Our anniversary.
Yeah.
Your birthday.
Correct.
And the time that I said, are you sure you don't want your first Ringer pod on short notice to be about Venom?
All 3 equally important anniversaries.
Meaningful to me. Meaningful to
oh
me.
My God,
yeah,
half
a decade podding. Yeah. What should we do?
Half a decade of podding.
That's wild, dude.
Scary.
It's nuts.
It's very
beautiful,
scary.
But nuts.
I feel like I just got here, honestly.
I know.
Right?
Well, COVID time distortion, I think, is a big part of it. Like, did you hear my wrist crack?
I did.
Get it?
And I was thinking about time dilation and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, always on our minds recently. We're counting down. Not only how many years we've been podcasting together, but on the Hype Meter Day, we will be counting down from 10 to 1. But here's the wrinkle. As always, it's never that simple, either in a Christopher Nolan movie or on a Hype Meter, because our lists are surprises. I don't know what's on your list. You probably know what's on my list, but you don't definitively know what's on my list. As always, only Carlos holds all of the information.
I feel like I know like 7 things that are on your list.
That's probably right.
Yeah,
that's probably right. If we have picked the same title, we will discuss it at the higher of the 2 spots. So, for example, if you have Minions and Monsters, a movie that there were 3, and yes, I mean 3 trailers for before Mando Grogu. 3 at 10. And I have it
at number 1.
At 1.
Yeah.
We will be waiting until the end of the podcast to discuss it in the top spot.
And when you discuss in the top spot, will you be speaking Minionese like the entire time?
I mean, I kind of think it's a requirement.
Okay, great. Can't wait.
Tune
in. Stay tuned. Don't leave because you might miss Mallory speaking Minionese.
That movie looks fun.
I've never seen a Minion. I've seen like the first.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Gru movie, whatever that was called.
Despicable Me?
Yeah, there it is. I saw that.
That's classic.
That's all my exposure to Minions. That's it.
I mean,
and then I have a friend who's obsessed, like a very accomplished professional.
Sure, people love
middle-aged woman
Minions.
who is obsessed with Minions.
Do you see the Minions like lording over you on the freeway pretty regularly now that you're an LA resident?
Can you once again do your impression of a Minion lording over?
I would probably need to be in overalls, which, as you know, have become a part of my life thanks to the Buffy rewatch. Not wearing a pair today though.
Is that tip me off that the Minions are not in fact on your top list? Wear your goggles.
Had it at a bullet point at the very end of honorable mentions. Not because it was potentially going to make my list, but more to like mention a couple other things that some people out there might be excited for. Eligibility. These are genre picks. That means if we could potentially cover it on House of R or somewhere in the Ringerverse universe, if we could, and frankly, like we don't need really many excuses to find ways to make things fit on our pod. I mean, we talked about Dunkirk recently.
War is genre.
Time
dilating.
Yeah, also that. If it could potentially be covered here, it's eligible for selection today. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be covered here, though. Any type of media is eligible. Usually these lists are TV and film heavy, but you usually get a book in there. The people appreciate it. Comic could be on there.
Yeah, sure.
A video game. Stage play.
Oh, yeah.
I think at one point, like 4 years ago, I had a convention on there. I think at one point I was like, these trailers are coming up.
I know. I thought about putting San Diego Comic-Con on there, but then I had too many other things taking place.
I thought about it too, but then I was like, I live in fear of getting violently ill.
Would we get violently ill if we traveled together?
While Hot D is airing.
If we traveled together to the UK to watch The Mad King, would we get violently ill and would it be worth it?
I think we would find a way to remain healthy and well. And yes, I do think it would be worth it.
Something to think
about. I'll be in Europe!
Before it premieres,
That's true.
though.
What's the premiere date?
Middle of the Hot D run, whatever that is. You'll be back.
Tricky timing.
Yeah, you'll be back.
But should that stop us?
But it'll be running afterwards. So I'm just saying,
like,
should we cap the season of Hot D coverage by
I had a lot of regret about not going to Broadway to see
Stranger Things.
Won't make that mistake again.
Maybe we should correct that error.
I think we should.
Okay, something to think about.
Time frame. Here's what we've decided summer means this time. This one is actually, I would say, I think a little bit neater. It's wrong. It's not summer technically, but it is a little bit neater than we sometimes go.
A lot of people think of as summer.
June, July, August.
Yeah.
June 1st through August 31st. That's the window. So we basically slid technical summer 3 weeks up in terms of the start date and the end date. I think that's fine. Releases that conclude in that window, but have already begun by the time this pod drops, by the time that window opens, June 1st, not eligible. So for example, Widow's Bay, a show that we're loving, which will still be airing, not eligible to be selected because it's already running. Star City, The Boroughs, Backrooms, things that are premiering right at the end of May, not eligible to be selected. They just missed the window.
I thought about trying to
push it up a week.
Boroughs in there, but
I gotta tell you, I had a hard time not saying like we should go 15 deep this time because there were so many things to consider. So if we had opened it a week, I mean, we would have had to go to 15.
My honorable mentions is
meaty, girthy, thick. Wild card.
Yeah.
Honorable mention. So I'm not sure if this will come into play today. I don't think it did for my list, actually. But here's how we tend to do it. 9 of the 10, they need dates. The dates could change. That's not on us. That's on the studios, etc. But you can have one pick that does not have a date, but is like reasonably expected to come out in our eligibility window. That can be your wild card. You don't have to use a wild card, however. Honorable mentions, we'll just hit some other things at the end. Some things that we maybe didn't have room for in our top 10s, but that we are genuinely excited about, wish we could have had on our top 10s. And then just some other stuff that maybe was never going to make the top 10, but still feels like it bears mentioning in honorable mentions. Anything kind of in a big picture sense as you were putting your list together that you want to highlight before we get to the top 10s? Always the risk of tipping your list here.
No, it's just interesting. Like I always try to think about how you define hype and how I define hype. And it's all about sort of purely what we're excited for. That's the point.
Yes.
That's all it is. But I will say that, like, if I'm being honest, my hype for things is influenced by what I hear from people who have seen it, and I trust their opinion and stuff like that. So, like, I'm always like, oh gosh, am I being too cynical about X, Y, Z? But it really just genuinely does change my hype for something if I have heard from someone I trust, hey, this didn't really hit for me or something like that. Right. So, but there's a lot to be excited about. Absolutely. Really, really exciting summer for us. Busy summer for us.
Jam fucking packed summer. Sitting down to sketch this out, normally what I do is like just off the dome, write down the things that pop to mind right away. Then I'll go and like look at our calendar, the summer movies, summer TV lists out there, make sure I'm not missing anything, and fills out. I had like a very hard time making room for edits off of what I had immediately written down.
That's
Though
exciting.
I did actually change a couple things because there's just so much coming and I wanted like a little bit of variety. But I will say, like, again, if this had been a 12 or 15 deep list, I would not have had trouble filling it out pretty earnestly this time, not feeling like I needed to like pad it to get to a certain number. There's like a lot of stuff coming. The thing that stood out to me this time actually was how movie heavy my list was. Like, I often lean TV. And I do still have a number of television shows, but
I'm half and half.
Let's see.
Actually 6. Yeah. 6. Wow.
I have 3 TV shows and 7 movies. And then like
Exciting.
most of my top honorable mentions are also movies. So that was a little bit of a
a
surprise
lot of
to
movies in
me
the honorable mention.
because I tend to, I'm always excited about movies that we're looking forward to, but I tend to like when it comes down to it, if it's a tie between a show or a movie, I'm going to pick the show because it's just more time to spend with the thing I'm looking forward to. So there are just so many movies. This is like a summer movie run that is very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I do have I would say the top 5 is more TV centric.
Okay.
Should we get to it?
Let's do it.
Joanna Robinson, it is time for the 2026 Summer Hype Meter. What do you have at 10?
All right, number 10 on my list. The tagline is, who fancies a movie then? Is the Heartstopper movie.
Okay, is it eligible?
Why not?
I don't know.
July 17th?
July 17th in terms of House of R.
It's based on a comic book.
That's true. And we love Heartstopper. Well, this is great. I wasn't sure. I didn't put it on my list because I wasn't sure if it counted as a, our
I think because it's based on a comic book.
Great. I love it.
And there's like surreal aspects
That's true.
to it.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I'm counting
Fantastic.
it. The Heartstopper movie, which is the conclusion of the Heartstopper series on Netflix that you and I both really enjoyed.
Love.
Kit Connor and Joe Locke, 2 of our like brightest
It's like I
stars.
wore Adidas
Oh,
knowing.
We're going to talk about Nick Nelson.
Then you were going to talk about my fashion icon, Nick Nelson.
I love this. So they're concluding the run with a final movie that is dropping on Netflix on July 17th. And I don't know if it's getting a theatrical release. I really doubt it. But I am really excited for that. I think that
it's a great pick.
I think the first season of Heartstopper was my favorite. I think, some diminishing returns, but I think the idea, and I think it has to do with like the young actors' contracts, why they're doing a movie instead of like a full final season. But like this story really deserves.
They got famous.
Yeah. This story really deserves a punctuation mark on it, and I'm really excited for that. So
fantastic.
Heartstopper movie, July 17th. Will we be covering it? No, because we'll be knee deep in dragons and vampires, but we'll be thinking about it, and I'll watch it as like a respite from like all the other prep that we're doing. So
oh my God, no question. If they put it in theaters, let's go.
Let's go and hold each other's hands
and cry
and little animated like leaves,
little hearts and birds.
We'll sort of like swoop around us.
I love a hummingbird.
I do know that about you.
Love a hummingbird.
I do know that about you.
I just love them. They're amazing creatures. They're incredible.
You guys, I feel like you have hummingbird energy sometimes. You know what I mean? Complimentary.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Drawn toward the sugar nectar.
Yeah.
Fluttering
worried
like
about
a
your
loon.
heart rate.
I'm pretty worried about.
Yeah.
Oh, is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be going like that?
Yeah.
It's a great pick. What a way to kick off the pod. My number 10, I won't be surprised if you have this higher or not on your list. Coyote versus Acme.
It's top of my honorable mentions.
Okay, so this was one of the ones that I had in my honorable mentions. It wasn't on my top 10 initially. It was painful for me to take off the thing I took off, which I suspect we both have in honorable mentions we'll get to later.
Okay.
I just felt like I wanted to have this on the list. To your earlier kind of big picture macro point about like what is hype. August 28th, this movie comes out. Let me say that. I do think the movie looks good. The trailers look great, right? That comedic tone, the like audacious concept, the melding of the live action and the animation. This is, of course, based on the New Yorker article. This idea that Wile E. Coyote is pursuing legal action against the Acme Corp for all of these atrocities that he has suffered. Will Forte, John Cena, Lana Condor, great cast, right? Looks like it'll be a fun and interesting movie.
Yes.
This is such a fascinating media and entertainment industry story
100%.
that I am so genuinely curious to see how it turned out, how it is received, how it does, and what its legacy is.
What's the tale?
Give
the people the backstory.
WB, as you might remember, this was a shocking day on the internet and a shocking stretch in time. Spiked this project. This was back in 2023. Tax write-off. They're just like, this movie is made. We're not going to release it. We're going to take the tax write-off. This was...
Remember Batgirl?
rightly and reasonably, there was a ton of backlash to this, right? And then eventually, the rights were put out there, and this movie was acquired by Catch Up Entertainment in 2025, so last year. And now, at last, will be something that people can sit down and watch and enjoy, and it will be hitting movie theaters in late August. And I think that's a good outcome on the tail end of a shitty thing that people who worked hard to make this movie had to suffer through because of the greed of and kind of
Zaslav
noxious
and Co.
state
Yeah.
of the industry. So
we didn't go, but they had by all reports a really fun San
I know,
Diego
we
Comic-Con
missed it.
panel that we
Yeah.
couldn't get to. My pal Griffin Newman showed up in the Wile E. Coyote costume.
Incredible stuff.
And everyone I know who's seen it says it's really, really good and fun. And I do think there's going to be this sort of like rallying around it as a sort of like, I mean, I don't know how broadly outside of those of us who live here and like operate inside this industry,
Right.
how widely this story has gone. But I think August 28th, people will not only be excited to see this movie, but also like wanting to prove a point and hopefully show up and support this movie. So I hope it's a big moment.
Me too.
Should we all dress up?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to claim a character right now?
I want to be an anvil, like an Acme anvil.
Fantastic.
How
Can
about you?
I be like a crater in the road caused by the anvil?
Or like a whole
Real couple's costume?
a hole painted in a wall that's not a real
good
wall.
one. Yeah, I like that. That's good. I can
Yeah.
just walk around with like I
Yeah.
like it. I'm into it. Great. We solved it. Carlos, start thinking about your costume. Okay. Number 9.
Number 9. This is where I'm doing my book smuggle.
Great. Fantastic.
Do you have any books on your list?
Don't.
Okay,
it's
great.
time.
Let's talk about it. T. Kingfisher, an author who I really like, who I've talked about a lot lately, wrote this great book called Sword Heart that I read last year. And this is a sequel called Daggerbound. And basically, in both stories, an interesting character finds an ancient weapon. And when they draw that weapon, there is like a mystical warrior trapped inside of that weapon who
love it.
pops out. In this book, Daggerbound, the warrior is called the Dervish, an immortal warrior who's been trapped for centuries in a sword of enchanted steel and is angry as hell about it. He hates the curse that put him there, and he wants to hate Edmund, the guy who has the dagger, just as he has hated every wielder before him. But the damn scholar is just so sweet. Can't wait.
It sounds genuinely wonderful.
Daggerbound. And then I also want to shout out honestly, this would have been on my list no matter what, but full disclosure, it's written by my pal, Meg Elison. Meg's an incredible award-winning author, and her new book is called Founding Fathers, and I'm really excited about this. It's like, I texted her this morning, I was like, your book's on my list, so nothing you say right now will take it off the list. I was like, but how should I pitch it to people?
Yeah.
And she was like, Jurassic Park meets Clone High. It's what if the Founding Fathers were cloned and put into society now as part of the ongoing like culture wars. They have reanimated George Washington and Ben Franklin, whatever, to be used as pawns and leverage. And they're kept in isolation in this sort of like 1700s environment. So they will like be pure of mind and blah, blah, blah. But then this is on the Macmillan website. The plan is apparently to use them as weapons in the ongoing culture war until Ben Franklin himself, gets his hands on an iPhone and discovers porn. So it's called The Founding Fathers. I think it's going to be I haven't read it. I think it's going to be really, really fun. Meg is an incredible writer. So I'm really excited for this.
Sounds incredible. Is he a subscriber to It's Just Me, Cassie?
OnlyFans, probably. Did you watch Euphoria this week?
I did.
Moving on.
I'm hanging with every episode every week, though it's an experience that defies
tough.
description
It's
every
tough.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are great book recommendations.
Those are my smuggles.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
My number 9 is something that I feel absolutely sure you do not have on your list based on your reaction when I selected it in our hype draft at the top of the year. Toy Story 5.
I do not.
Yeah. This movie comes out June 19th. It has been, just take a minute to reflect on this, 31 years since the first Toy Story. Did I do that math right?
You have to say it like the lady in Titanic says it. Old Rose. It's been 31 years.
Oh, and there was room on that floating plank.
For
there
both
was room.
Woody and Buzz.
Exactly.
I know.
And Woody's bald patch. First Toy Story came out in 95, right?
Tough.
That's
Tough to
31 years ago.
Tough
It just
to hear
makes
it,
me
tough to know
feel like a withered crone. And yet.
Would you rather, this is Widow's Bay content.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather be a hag or a crone?
I feel that I am already kind of crone corner, you know? So I'd have to make, I think, a bigger change to be a sea hag. But maybe I should
But
want
you love
that.
the sea.
I do love the sea. The ocean.
I think you should be
calls to me.
the East Coast sea hag, and I could be the West Coast sea hag.
I do love an East Coast beach,
Yeah.
as you know.
And
Great.
you'll haunt the
Great.
the OA, the Outer Banks.
Who am I scratching?
I said the OA, but it's not. It's the Outer Banks. That's
Wait,
what it is.
now we have to do a dance.
Who are you scratching? That's up to you, baby. Your choice.
I don't remember the OA dance, as you could tell, but there was a dance. I
Remember
remember
how
that there
OA
was a dance.
Remember how OA stood for Original Angel? I remember exactly where I was when I found that out. Really tough
I don't
stuff.
remember that.
Nope. Okay. Anyway,
But that sounds right.
the
now that
sea
you say
hag
it.
of the Outer Banks and the sea hag of the Mendocino Coast.
Fantastic.
This is our future.
Sounds good to me.
Would you
Taking House of Reeds bi-coastal?
pivot on our House of Reeds dream
Mm-hmm.
to open up a bookmobile and become a witch with me?
Yes.
I was
Well,
expecting that answer to be faster and more
Well-
enthusiastic.
let me ask you a follow-up.
Okay.
Is there a reason that we can't have a mobile enterprise and a brick and mortar? As
Yeah.
you know, I'm a homebody.
No, you're right. You're right.
I like to, what if I could manage the storefront?
Yeah.
And
And then I'll putter around the community
Yeah.
menacing my high school bullies.
Exactly.
Sounds great.
And when I join you out for an appearance, it's like a big deal because I put on pants.
You
Well, I
could-
guess if I'm in the brick and mortar, I should probably be wearing pants, but maybe
No,
not.
That's part of the draw.
Yeah, especially if it's in a
come to
beach
House of
town.
Reeds. Mallory is probably pantsless. She's probably Donald Ducking it around the store. Come hang out.
I mean, athleisure is the most, I'll promise. Gym shorts. I got a new pair of Syracuse basketball shorts recently, and I'm like, maybe I'll
Ooh.
never wear anything else again.
Are they orange?
They're not orange, they're blue. But thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Speaking of orange, no, I was going to tell you about a McLaren thing, but then this will have aired. It won't be news at that point that McLaren shit the bed in Montreal. They'll probably have made another mistake by the time this podcast airs, so never mind. Any follow-up comments? Toy Story 5.
I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
I just like to mention Lando to you whenever I can because you're always so quick with the. It was.
Oh, F1. You were talking about F1.
Yeah.
Got it. I got served an Instagram reel this
God.
morning that was a woman talking about the WNBA names, and she said that sounds like they all sound like a spoken word poem that like a lesbian wrote in college, and it's just sort of like fever, fire, like blah blah. And I was like, wow, is this sports content I can get behind? Probably.
Are you a big like poetry slam person?
Define big poetry slam person. Have I been to a poetry slam?
Yeah.
Many.
There we go.
I grew up in the Bay Area.
I love it.
I
Love
think
it.
it's required.
It tracks.
Have
and
I
love knowing
performed at
it.
one? No.
Would you?
No.
Do you write any poetry?
No.
Do you read poetry?
Yeah.
Great. Now we're all caught up.
Mary Oliver, the queen.
Oh, poems. Enjoy a poem. Toy Story 5.
Yeah. Speaking of poetry.
So it makes me feel old to confront the fact that this is three decades ago that this franchise began, but it
Yeah.
also makes me feel young because that pull of nostalgia is
Mhm.
very strong. Seeing that little bald spot on Woody in the trailer, it really did it gave me that little like, oh, the passage of time in a way I'm interested
Right.
to see unfold in the story. Tech as foe. We talked about this a little bit during the hype draft, this idea that so Bonnie is obsessed with her tablet. Greta Lee is joining the cast to voice Lilypad. Very exciting. Love Greta Lee.
It's a big year for Greta Lee.
Huge. I mean, every year should be a big year for Greta Lee. Will tech, tablets, screen time, AI as foe feel like fresh and revelatory? I don't know, but will it feel like right on time in terms of interrogating what it means to see like the masses turn into screen zombies, and like what does it mean if the spirit of imagination and the spirit of play that really animated the earlier Toy Story films is just like for kids today not a part of their lives? I am hopeful, and I suspect that will feel smart,
Yeah.
as a text to assess, and that it will be poignant and emotional, possibly more for adults who have spent 3 decades watching these films and growing up with them and thinking about the passage of time and the way that our lives have changed, while something like the Toy Story franchise remains like a constant inside of that
Yeah.
change. I hope the movie's good. If it's not, I won't be like astonished, but I love a Toy Story movie. For me, they've yet to miss, even though like 1, 2, and 3 are on a different level from 4, obviously.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. We'll see.
Okay.
What's your number 8?
I'm excited for you though. I hope that's what happens. I'm just gonna read some WNBA names for you right now. Dream, Wings, Valkyries, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sparks, Fever, Lynx.
You should get into
Liberty.
the WNBA. It's a great time to be a WNBA fan.
Mystics, Storm. I mean, this is great shit.
The
Are
best.
they X-Men? Are they WNBA players? Who's to say?
All the above.
American Gladiators?
Superheroes of a sort.
I don't know.
Certainly.
I honestly think if I were to get into any sport,
would be WNBA.
It would be the WNBA, probably.
Yeah. I mean, it is genuinely, like, the league has been ascending for years now. Great time. Great time.
Did you think about me on the Survivor finale when Joe said, is that my beautiful tall ass wife?
I did. But I'm always thinking of you.
And I was just like, tall ass women represented.
Sacramento Kings announcer.
Oh,
Joe's
yeah.
wife. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Controversial figure, honestly. Something to think about. Okay.
Number 8.
You probably have this higher. It's Lanterns for me.
I do have it higher. Yeah.
Over to you in the studio.
Number 8. The Death of Robin Hood.
I have this higher.
Thought you might. Okay. This is always the fun part of the hype meter where we just say titles to each other for a while and then we get to the end and we're like, what order should we talk about these 12 things in? Number 7.
Supergirl.
Same.
Awesome.
That felt like the right spot.
Yeah.
June 26th, this movie comes out, which is, you know what? That is in 1 month from today. And by the time this podcast airs, that's in 3 weeks. Sheesh.
Oh, wow.
A boy.
Oh, boy.
Tell me your Supergirl thoughts.
I think it could potentially be a fun time at the movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm going in with like fairly low, but not in a bad way expectations. Like, I'm not expecting a lot from it the way that, you know, I think it's reasonable to expect a lot from a Star Wars movie, our first Star Wars movie in X many years in the theater or something like that. I think for Supergirl, it's fine to keep the stakes kind of, you know, and there were a lot of expectations around Superman, but, you know, like, I don't know. It's different for girls. What am I trying to say?
Those movies have men and boys in them, folks.
Supergirl. You know, she just does not have the burden of expectations on her that a lot of other comic book characters have. And so, you know, there was like a TV show that people really liked, and there was, you know, a movie that people liked well enough. But I don't, you know, Kara does not have like all of that on her. So we love Millie Alcock.
Love.
We think she's really fun. I thought the trailer looked fun.
Yeah.
Lightweight, but fun. And I'm interested to see, you know, how it goes.
A
number 7 amount. Seven
7
amount.
feels like it's a good spot.
Yeah.
I think it's also just, you know, it's so early still in the DCU, you know, this new era of DC films, that the overall level of enthusiasm is really high among fans. So that's exciting and cool. People like Superman. The Clayface trailer, that movie comes out in the fall, so not eligible for today, but that trailer dropped and everyone was like,
it looks so sick. Also,
fuck yeah.
Importantly, led by a man. So more important, you know?
It'll be checking in higher than number 7 when we get to the fall hype meter, folks. But yeah, like you said, we love Millie. You know, we love young Rhaenyra and House of the Dragon. This idea of kind of like the red sun to go party. I'm 23 and I want to feel, but also I'm carrying my trauma and my history. I love like the way that just because I liked both trailers. I thought that they were both good. And like, I liked how the trailers present, because, you know, we met Millie's Supergirl at the end of Superman. It was brief. And I thought that scene was fun and it made me excited for the movie. I think that the inverse of that, which is the incorporation of Clark into the Supergirl trailers, has been a really smart way to quickly, just as the introduction of Superman did, reinforce the distinction between these characters, which obviously is going to be, like, I think central to how Kara is deployed in the DCU. So this idea that, like, there's a different history. The Krypton trauma is different, right? Like, the gods weren't that kind. Like, it did. I had to actually watch all these people die. I had to watch this destruction. The different modes of coping then, right?
Yeah.
Coping with the respective trauma that they carry, the different worldview that spawns. He sees the good in everyone and I see the truth, which was like the hammer line of the first trailer. I gotta be honest, I thought that was a banger. That was like, that tells you a lot about what you need to know about this version of Kara. I'm ready to watch her movie. Let me also say that I pretty much always get excited if Jason Momoa is going to be in a movie, so he's here. That's exciting. That's fun.
I could tell by your response to the chicken jockey reference on our Survivor.
I
had seen that movie. That's the scary part. I had watched that movie not too long ago. My brain is melting, but that's a different thing. Crypto. I do want to say this. On the one hand, my response to Crypto and Superman was very powerful and very strong. I think that Crypto is genuinely great. So I'm excited that Crypto seems to be basically the second lead in the movie. However, the second trailer made clear, I would say made undeniably clear, that the plot of the movie is Crypto is grievously injured and has 3 days to live. I think that I am going to have a hard time with that. So I might need someone to see the movie first and tell me if he
Are you going to cry right
makes
now?
it out, because if Crypto dies, I don't know if I can see the movie.
I don't think they're killing Crypto in the
but it's-
second DC movie.
I would hope not. And yet, James Gunn, now he's not the director of this movie, but it is his DCU, has a long history of tormenting us by killing and maiming animals.
You're just talking about one Guardians movie, right?
Well, across all the Guardians movies, there's I didn't ask to get made. And then, of course, all of Rocket's dead friends.
That's
and
what I'm
3,
talking
all
about.
the trauma.
Yeah.
So if something happens to Crypto, I can't do it. Not this year. I can't.
I really don't think James Gunn's like, here's how I want to put my stamp on the DCU by giving you a dog to love and then killing it. But I will do this for you. I will
Thank
fall
you.
on this.
There's usually one night of screening, so I don't know
piece
how
of
we'll make it
kryptonite
work
for you.
But
We'll figure it out.
thank you.
Figure it out.
Number 6.
Also, I just want to, in addition to Jason Momoa,
Yes.
Matthias Schoenaerts,
Yes.
who I love, is in this.
Creme of the Yellow Hills, a brigand.
I don't
Great.
know if this is the
Great.
greatest role for him, but Far From the Madding Crowd, Hive, Rise Up, and then Krumholtz is here. David Krumholtz. Never a
Delightful.
bad time. Never once
Delightful.
a bad time in my life with David
Kara's
Krumholtz.
father, I think, right? That's exciting.
Okay.
Number 6. I think we're going to have the same thing at number 6 as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Disclosure Day?
Correct.
Wow,
Look
look
at
at your
this.
hive mind. Incredible. All right, Disclosure Day, which we are seeing in less than 48 hours.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So we will have already seen it by the time this airs.
But we have not seen it yet. And so our hype
Right.
is pure.
That's right.
Sure. This
movie comes out June 12th. Sheesh.
It sure does. Steven Spielberg film
Have you heard of them, lads?
that a lot of people have not seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really hidden. We've been told because for plot reasons that they don't want the plot out there. Alien stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
Josh O'Connor, whom's we love.
Just genuinely a favorite.
Colin Firth, fantastic.
One of my
One of
all-time
your
great
many,
loves.
many wives. Eve Houston is here.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
Coleman Domingo.
Emily Blunt, great cast. Wyatt Russell. The cast is amazing. As you know, Colin Firth is one of the genuine great loves of my life. So it's pretty exciting.
Is it because of his Mr. Darcy or what is it about?
Well,
yeah.
it's both the Pride and Prejudice Darcy and the Bridget Jones Darcy. The double
Mark
Darcy.
Darcy.
The double Darcy. Yeah. Yes.
I had an idea. I'm just going to say it on a camera so
Great.
that you'll have to be forced to consider it.
Fantastic.
There's a Sense and Sensibility coming out this year.
That's right.
And a Pride and Prejudice coming out this year.
That's right.
And the other Bennett sister, which was fantastic, already I think is currently airing in the US or something like that. Should we in the fall during a quiet time do a very special Jane Austen episode?
Oh, I would love that.
I know you studied Jane Austen
I did.
abroad.
I did
You're
indeed. Do
quite
I remember
qualified.
anything? No.
You're quite qualified.
I did. I took a Jane Austen
just
class
like a celebration
in
of Jane
college.
Austen. This is our podcast. We can do what we want. Something to think about.
What if we invited my Jane Austen professor? He's still teaching at Syracuse.
Okay, let's
So,
fly about
Is
it.
he listening to this
Get him on the
pod?
couch.
That class was awesome. Jane Austen and her context and ours. So we read all of the Jane Austen novels. Then we went to England for spring break. We did Bath, Portsmouth,
I know.
London. Incredible stuff. Wonderful.
No. Every time
That's
you tell
where
me
I
about
ran
this,
into James Purfoy on the street.
I burn with jealousy.
Holding a bun in Bath. Incredible. And then in the post spring break was the modern adaptations and versions a la Bridget Jones. It was great. It was great. I was gifted by my lovely husband the Jane Austen folio set recently. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't dipped into it, but
Something to think about.
would love a reread. We're persuasion heads here.
We are
Yeah.
dyed in the wool persuasion
No, I love
people.
them all.
But Captain Wentworth,
Ugh.
the yearning,
Oh my God.
the
we love a
long,
yearner.
long time yearning.
We love some yearning.
Tendrils.
Anyway,
There'll
speaking of
be some
tendrils
in this.
Disclosure Day.
We're just very in sync today. that's great. Yeah, UFO stuff. Great.
It's alien stuff. We don't really know what it's about, but it seems
Will it feel
spooky.
like the third installment in the Close Encounters ET trilogy? Obviously, tonally distinct, but like, did you watch the trailer and say, "Oh my God, is that the Close Encounters house?" Because that was what I did.
How much is divorce/bad dadding involved in this movie?
Well, for me, as a child of divorce enthusiast, it's always there. It's always there in the text.
It's always the subtext, but is it the text this time?
Good question. We know whistleblowing is the actual text, right?
Mhm.
This idea of government secrets. Are they people? No. People are starved for the truth. Full disclosure to the entire world. The clicking. Let's talk about the clicking.
It's upsetting.
I mean, you abhor a crevice, and often inside of a crevice, there is some sort of clicking. So it's been reasonable to deduce for some time that you abhor clicking. You don't like it. And so to see
so upsetting for
Emily
you to
Blunt clicking.
conjure a crevice full of clicks.
I know.
Spooky
That's upsetting. But I could
clicks.
instead conjure for you this beautiful dreamscape with like the cardinals and the snow. That's also in here. Who knows what's going on there?
It's funny.
John Williams is scoring this movie, Joanna?
He's quite old, and I'm excited to hear
He's still just crushing
what
it.
he's got in the tank.
Crushing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really hope this movie is wonderful. You took this in the first round of the hype draft.
I did. I think I took it just because I felt Sean would take it if I let Sean take it, so I took it. I think I took it way too early. Way too early.
Yeah, because you would have had 2 picks before he made his second, but then he
you
would
know
have had
what?
2 more before
I
you made
won
your
the
third.
Star Wars draft, so let's not dwell on my hype meter
Duos.
performance because it was bad.
We're just here to have fun.
It was very bad.
Just here to
That's
have fun.
okay. Disclosure Day. I'll be interested to see. As I've been spouting all around, I do not think Steven Spielberg has made a great movie in a very long time. It would be great if this movie was great and Steven Spielberg just like found that magic again. It would be wonderful.
I think it looks good. Trailers look good. I hope it's great.
Josh O'Connor, it's really hard
Cast rules.
to make a Josh O'Connor film not work for me.
Yeah.
So, though it has been done, but it is challenging.
David
so.
Koepp's script.
Could
Spielberg
go-
story.
Could go either way with
Spielberg
David Koepp.
directed.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay. Number 5. What do you have here?
This is where I have the death of Robin Hood.
Okay. So should we talk about that?
Yeah.
My 5 is, I think, your number 1. So we're not going to be talking about that here.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. All right. So the death of Robin Hood
Yes.
looks so unbelievably fucking sick.
This
It's
looks
coming
great.
out June 19th. I think you and I should go.
Yeah. Too many movies in June for us to cover all of them appropriately.
We probably can't cover this, but I could go deep on like a Robin Hood episode if we ever wanted to do like
That
a
would
very
be
special
fun.
Robin Hood episode because Robin Hood is like huge.
Will you wear tights?
No, but I will practice my archery.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's something I can promise. This is directed by Michael Sarnowski, who did Pig, which is one of the best movies I've ever seen
Haven't
in
seen it.
my life. Nicolas Cage. It is a phenomenal movie. Also Quiet Place Day One, which
I consume that movie, as you know, entirely through cat content
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Right.
Because of the cat.
Hugh Jackman as one of the comments I saw when I was watching the trailer last night, someone like the top comment was like, "Close enough, welcome back, Logan." Like it's a grizzled,
Yeah.
grim old Robin Hood. Jodie Comer's here, Bill Skarsgård's here, Noah Jupe, who I really love, Murray Bartlett, like an incredible cast.
Great cast.
It just looks like one of those classic A24, like very much in the
Yes.
Robert Eggers, like Nosferatu, Werewolf.
Yeah.
Sort of vibe where
Yeah.
this is just like it's very blue, it's very grim, it's very gritty, but it's Robin Hood, and I'm just like, and it's the theme of the trailer and the promo is like, the legend, the like you've got the cartoon fox and the this that and the other thing,
Yeah.
but this is the real Robin of Locksley sort of stuff. So
I love it.
I'm really excited
Me too.
about this. I think it looks fucking phenomenal. It's A24, so
Yes.
it's
Some
got that.
moody A24 genre spin like Green Knight energy too, which like another movie that we absolutely
We love.
We love.
Yeah.
Thrilled about this. I thought that the trailer looked fucking amazing.
Great.
In general, always down for a dark reimagining that questions, how legends and lies relate to each other, and this idea of like Robin carrying the guilt, not only that other people might look and say, are you like actually a criminal and a murderer, but that he might say, am I a criminal and a murderer? Very interesting. And then this period, it seems from the trailer, they put out like a little like 90-second-ish special where you see some, in addition to the trailer, where you see some glimpses and also the cast talking a little bit about the movie and this idea of like this period of recuperation that allows for this questioning of like, the moment to reflect, is salvation possible, right? Am I worthy of it? And what would the path to it be? What would it look like? You know, the tagline for the movie is like, he was no hero. It's just very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I really can't wait to see this.
I just cannot say enough. If you've never seen the movie Pig, I just cannot say enough about it. This is a Nicolas Cage joint, and it's a very similar, like Nicolas Cage, like bearded, grizzled, sort of like cranky, old man dealing with his legacy performance. And it's just like, honestly, everyone I had talked to, I saw it late, and everyone I had talked to had loved it. And I was just sort of like, yeah, but I don't know. Nicolas Cage movies are real hit and miss sort of thing. And I saw that and Mandy sort of back to back. And I was just like, wow, he's in his bag, his element. But Pig, I just cannot recommend enough. And that makes me so excited for this movie. So, yeah.
By the time this pod drops, people will already have heard a couple hours of Nicolas Cage praise on this very podcast.
I haven't started my screeners yet.
I had the time of my life.
Have you finished it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I haven't started yet. So
I mean, I watched it on Friday night and Saturday.
She's talking about Spider Noir.
Spider Noir.
Yeah.
Which was too soon. Now I'm like, by the time we pod, my brain will. But
really great.
I really liked it.
Okay. Do you think I'll like it?
I do.
Okay, great.
I do.
Exciting.
Yeah. Some notes, certainly, but
Sure.
it felt like a necessary antidote to kind of something wider in the comic verse. So I quite enjoyed it.
That's exciting.
My number 5 is the Vampire Lestat. That is absolutely higher on your list. There's no question. So we will wait. We will wait and celebrate it probably at the very end of the podcast. We'll find out. Number 4. No, you're number 5.
My number 5 was Death of Robin Hood.
Oh, that's right.
My number 4. It's House of the Dragon Season 3, which is not a knock on House of the Dragon Season 3. More so, it's that I'm very excited about some other things.
Yes, sure.
So
I have it higher.
Let's talk about it.
But
higher.
it's not my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I believe is the first time ever that we've had a Thrones property that I didn't have it at number 1.
It is difficult to divorce my excitement to talking about House of the Dragon with you and with Chris.
Same. I almost put it at number 1 for that reason alone.
Yeah.
There was another thing that also had that this year, though. Well, there are a couple things actually that have that this year. Number 4 is where I have Lanterns.
Great,
So let's talk about Lanterns. Lanterns comes out on August 16th. This was a little bit of a surprise to me when I put my list together that I had Lanterns this high, but I kind of just had a hard time moving it down as I locked in the slots here. So, when we get an HBO prestige drama Sunday night and it's nerd shit, that's always fun, right? It's always exciting. It's always fun. Will this be... It's not always good.
Doom Prophecy, Welcome to Derry.
It's not always good, but it's all. But we were looking forward to those before they let us down. So like to be able to anticipate.
To be fair, I did not really engage with Welcome to Derry. I think a lot of people liked it. I did not watch
any of that show because I am scared. I was not a huge fan of Doom Prophecy, as you know. Will this be like even better than Penguin? I mean, we loved Penguin.
We did love
After being unsure on, I remember the hype meter where it was like,
completely right.
So
you were completely right.
The cast. Kyle Chandler.
Texas Forever.
Texas Forever, baby. Aaron Pierre, Kelly MacDonald, Nathan Fillion, Laura Linney, on and on the list goes. It's a great cast. Very exciting. I've already said on the pod before, I don't think you could make the case that no one has looked better in the history of time than Kyle Chandler in this trailer, in the wax trucker with the gray hair. Wonderful, very powerful. The vibe. True detective, but make it Nebraska and make it Green Lanterns. Interesting, exciting. Some of the references that are cited, like the right stuff with the Chuck Yeager of it all, and there's like a little like slow horses talk out there, kind of fascinating. But by the time this pod drops, I guess it will be like a week and a half. But for us in real time, just a couple days ago, the second trailer finally dropped, and we got a little, we got like a little bit more of the, to quote Sean from our hype draft at the beginning of the year, there better be some like lantern shit in there. We got a little bit more of that in the second trailer, but we also got this repeating refrain at the end. Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Are you afraid? And so this very kind of like human, what are you driven by and what are you like held back by core, and a story that seems to be framed and rooted around a generational divide. The idea that Hal is maybe in more of the traditional role of how he acquired the ring seeking him out, et cetera, and that Jon Stewart went through like the interview process, basically, which is a different thing, obviously, and the way, like, I was sure as hell didn't interview for it. Well, shit, maybe you should have. This is like just interesting to me conceptually, and the idea that they're in this town investigating some sort of mystery. How grounded and rooted will it be? How galactic in scope? I just think it looks great, and I hope that it lands, and it would be another, is the DCU just really like, is the Marvel moment over? Is it the DCU's time? We're not that far away from Doomsday, so I don't think Marvel's over, but like, is it a moment of I'm shifting hold on consciousness?
I will say I'm even more excited for Visions.
That's right.
Vision Quest or whatever it's called.
Is that October? November? Fall. Sometime in the fall. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Damon Lindelof involvement.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Mundy show running.
Mm-hmm.
Hope the show was great. I'm excited. Where did you have it? You had it at 8?
8.
Okay.
All right. That's your number 4.
It's my number 4.
So my number 3.
Yeah.
Brand New Day.
Same.
Great. It's a Spider-Man movie.
Fantastic.
There have been some like early screenings. No surprise. Huge praise for Sadie Sink. Huge praise for Sadie Sink. And that makes me extremely excited for not just, speaking of Marvel, like this is a Marvel Sony co-pro, but if as we believe, Sadie Sink is likely playing Jean Grey in this movie, even though they will not confirm that. But if she is, this is ushering in an age of not New Mutants the movie, but New Mutants, right? And that's really exciting. If they just like start it with an absolute crackerjack Sadie Sink performance and get us really excited for the X-Men coming into this new era of Marvel, Sony, Marvel storytelling, that's thrilling. So like, and there's never been a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie we haven't really loved.
Exactly.
So, Zendaya's here. Like,
that's right.
What could go the fuck wrong?
I think this movie looks great. We did a trailer breakdown previously. July 31st, part of what's on my mind with Don't Get Sick at Comic-Con is like, this is not a movie I want to miss.
Yeah.
So, I think that, I said just 2 minutes ago talking about Lanterns, is it the DCU's moment? It's like hard to not feel like it's still going to be the Marvel moment when we're getting a new Spider-Man movie for all the reasons you just said. Like, these movies are consistently excellent. I think that the Tom Holland Spidey MCU movies, that's my second favorite MCU character-specific franchise after the Cap movies.
Right.
This is the first non-John Watts Spider-Man movie, but Destin Daniel Cretton, his stuff has been great. I really like Shang-Chi. We loved Wonder Man, so that's exciting. I think he'll be like a great director and fit for this story. And, like we already talked about the trailer, but this idea that Peter is still forgotten 4 years later, he's in the lo-fi suit. He's like sad boy watching MJ and Ned, post TikToks about how happy and great their lives are and crashing their parties and seeing, her new boyfriend and stuff. Like, that's interesting.
And I will say, like, a theory I had out of that trailer was like Zendaya wasn't going to be in the movie that much, but the way that Zendaya has talked about filming this movie makes me think that she's in more of it than I was worried she was. So that's exciting.
For sure. And we're still like on the villain front, speculating because we have Tombstone, we have Scorpion, The Hand, Boomerang, Tarantula, etc. Like, are we going to get these vignettes?
Like
that was something that we speculated about when we were breaking down the trailer. Who knows? Tramel Tillman is here as Bill. We talked on the trailer breakdown about who we think he's actually playing and this like anti-mutant agenda that makes the, I think, already very likely Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey rumors feel even more likely. Like, I honestly don't even have like another real contender for who she could be playing at this point. I think it's just true.
I agree. Do you think
Frank
there's
Castle's
any Frank Castle is here. Do you think there's any possibility that they show this at Comic-Con? It would be like a week early.
Yes, I do.
You think they're going to do a Spider-Man screening at Comic-Con?
I think it is possible.
There isn't anything else around that time that they could,
right, the Odyssey will have already come out.
Yeah, they like to do a sort of movie moment.
That didn't happen last year with Fantastic Four, right? We thought it might, and then it didn't, if memory serves. But that was actually that weekend, so maybe that's a little different than if it's the next week. That would be fun to go see.
That would be really
great.
fun.
I assume it'll be a competitive field to try to get a seat if that is in fact happening.
Sony, call us.
Hit us up. And yeah, Bruce Banner's also here. Like that's, a fun thing, this idea of the mutating DNA, how dangerous it is. What is Peter going through, falling out the window, the organic web shooters. We talked about the man spider speculation, but more so this idea of the rebirth that was in that first trailer. It just looks like it's going to be a great movie. So I think a lot of cycles of the hype meter, I would have had that at number 1. Without hesitation.
But I think it speaks to the caliber of what's around it.
There's a lot of great stuff coming here. Number 2.
I think my number 2 is your number 1.
I think so, because my number 2 is House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, so Odyssey is your 2 and my 1. So we have left to talk about House of the Dragon, Lestat, and Odyssey.
Let's do House of the Dragon, Lestat, and then finish with the Odyssey.
Great.
Okay.
Hot D, coming
Hot D,
out
season 3.
June 21st, which is in 3 weeks.
It's going to be great. We're so excited.
Woo,
No,
I
we
am
are
excited. Genuinely. Yeah.
We are genuinely excited. It's just a lot of work.
Because everything else is also coming out at the same time, which is not ideal. But like in some ways is ideal. House of our season, baby.
If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Alternatively,
All you do is work.
you work all the time.
It's all work, baby. All work all the time. See, like I said, I think this is I would have to go back and fact check this, but I think it is the first time a Thrones show has not been number 1 on my list. My memory is one time you had Rings of Power ahead of
that sounds like me.
Yeah, Hot D, and they were at 1 too. But like it's pretty rare for it not to be number 1 on the list. And I think, like you said already, in addition to my genuine enthusiasm for and anticipation for this season, which, as we've talked about many times, including, frankly, at the end during the ill-fated finale of season 2, we were already looking forward to season 3 because of what we know is coming in the story. The trailers have been great. We've loved both of the trailers so far. We had a really fun time breaking them down. And as you said, the joy of covering this, doing Talk to Thrones with you and Chris, getting to do our deep dives every week, having the opportunity to fall back into the world is just always the thing I look forward to the most, like when we get to do it in terms of visiting a fictional universe. I really am hopeful that the season is good, to the gullet on the morrow, like what has already been shown in the trailers, knowing where we're going to start the season. I think that, you mentioned earlier when you're crafting your hype meter, part of what's on your mind is like, what have you heard from people who've actually seen a thing? Now, as far as I know, that's not a factor with this. I don't know if anyone's actually seen it.
No,
but
not that I know of, yeah.
The version of that for Hot D is just the number of people, we've been talking about this a lot, who are like, I'm not excited for House of the Dragon season 3. They lost me. I'm done, which is such a huge bummer.
We've been hearing that a lot lately.
Yeah. That is really upsetting. And my hope still is that if the first episode is a banger and people hear like, oh, this ruled, you gotta opt back in.
Right.
That they will. And then it will be then a shared zeitgeist animating experience, because that's what Thrones should be.
I wonder how much Night of the Seven Kingdom helps or hurts. Does it hurt for people to see Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which pretty universally people
adored
and admired? So to say, oh, this is actually what I'd rather see out of Westeros than this other thing.
I think here's where I am on this now.
Does it help where they're like, I had so much fun being back in Westeros again with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Let's just keep that party going, but make it dragons and incestuous blondes.
Who says no? Not us. So the latter was my hope when we were covering A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Me too.
And the enthusiasm was so infectious and sincere in real time. It's like people are back in, Thrones is back. Increasingly, my worry is that it's the former.
Yeah.
Where people are like, well, I have a Thrones thing I like. Why plod and suffer through a Thrones thing that doesn't bring me enjoyment? Now, again, my hope is that people will find enjoyment in season 3 of House of the Dragon because it will be really good.
Yeah.
And revisiting season 2, I still think a lot of really good stuff in season 2. And
I agree.
So
I just
much
think
of that, it was the ending.
It was just a finale, really, that really ended on a downturn for us.
And even there was episode or two.
Even there was stuff in the finale. And you know what? You know what Ryan Condal would say? If I only had another episode or two, because that's not where they wanted to end the season.
No,
you know what I mean? It was a budgetary constraint for them. So
bummer.
I feel really bad, but I'm hopeful. I am, Hope's, it's high on both of our lists. Hope springs eternal for this. And again, I cannot overstate. And that's actually the theme of this and the next thing we'll talk about and the thing we'll talk about after that, which is not just enjoying the thing. It's covering it with you on this show, listening to hearing what the Bad Babies have to say about it. Thinking about the material it's adapting, all of like that's just catnip to me. It's so perfect. So I'm excited.
Me too.
No matter what, you and I and Chris are gonna have like a great time doing it. So dear me, God's
be good.
Which old man do I admire will die in season 3? I know the answer, but you know,
I was gonna say, don't say it into the microphone. There's always so much that's a surprise on the adaptation front because of the nature of Fire and Blood, but also we do know just core canon events that are coming. There's a lot of reason to be excited about season 3 based on the stretch of story that it will be covering.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. Okay, so then we're at your number 1.
Yeah.
My 5, the Vampire Lestat. Tell us.
Here's the main, it was probably going to be my number 1 no matter what, but I will tell you this. I was thinking about this morning. I was like, do I feel bad about the fact that like this whole team is definitely indulging me in letting us cover this show week to week? Like this is definitely like a gift you are giving to me, Joanna. I understand that. I am appreciative of it. It's happening during House of the Dragon, and we're going to cover it week to week anyway. And the only reason we're doing that is because I'm obsessed with this show, and I understand that. That being said, this is the first season of the show that I get to watch with you because, you did me the previous favor of watching it for our gifts exchange, the season 1 and season 2. So now you're all caught up. You're going to watch it with me.
Yeah.
That's going to make it all the better for me
to
experience it. And I've been on like cloud 9 with the first 2 seasons. So getting to do season 3, which is a musical season, where Sam Reed is front and center, absolutely crushing it.
Scarred and singing.
Speaking of the Colin Firth Pride and Prejudice, Jennifer Ely is basically like second build this season. Like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
All of our faves are back. Again, it's based on a book. I've never read I've read Interview with the Vampire. I've never read the Vampire Lestat, but I bought a copy so that I can read it so that we can like read passages and talk about what's on the screen. And like, that's our favorite fucking thing to do. So like, I'm just so excited. Plus, you've like seen a bunch of Buffy, you're just really coming with me into the vampire world. And it's just, matters so much to not only love something, but to share it with someone that you love. And like, there are people I love who I've watched previous seasons with, but like to get to sit on a microphone with you and celebrate it and to like hear from our listeners, the Bad Babies, hobbitsanddragons@gmail.com. It's not Hobbits and Vampires, but maybe it should be. Vamps and Dragons. I don't know. But, this means so much to me. It means so much to me that you're giving me the gift of getting to talk about it week to week. It means so much to me that you watched those previous 2 seasons.
I loved them.
I know you did. It's not like you like grudgingly watched them, but like also it was a favor to me at the same time.
To share it with you it's such a gift to me to get to like share your passions and get to like have you introduce me to things that you love and also know that I will love. Like it's one of the great joys of being friends with somebody that you have common interests with and also like slightly different interests. And then you get to like move into an area of it's been a joy. I loved the first 2 seasons. The fact that I get to watch this in real time and talk about it in real time with you, because it's my first season watching it in real time, is so exciting. And the fact that season that I get to watch in real time and talk about with you happens to star Lestat as a rock god.
Yeah. Yeah. What more could you ask for? June 7th, 7 episodes. We'll be covering it in tandem with House of the Dragon. The plan right now is to do Sunday night Talk the Thrones with CR. Monday, because they're both Sunday shows. Thanks so much, scheduling gods. But Sunday night Talk the Thrones.
Yes.
Monday, a Vampire Lestat drops.
Right.
Tuesday, a Hot D deep dives.
That's right.
So
the Hot D schedule will remain the same.
Yeah.
We're going to be putting
just a little vampire meat in the sandwich there.
Indeed.
Right? So
that's quite right.
I'm so excited. And I hope that like the Bad Babies out there, every time I've heard, well, not every time, but I would say almost every time I've heard from one of our listeners that they watched because I would not shut up about it, they loved it.
Yeah.
So like
the show is great. I mean, the performances are amazing. The writing is exquisite.
The first 2 seasons are on Netflix. And something that I say again and again and again is if you watch the first episode and you're not in, it's not for you. You know right away. I'm not sitting here saying, wait until episode 7 and it really starts cooking. Like, I think it cooks right from the jump. Yes. And if you don't like episode 1, then you can just peace out and that's fine. But like what I've heard from most people is they're like, wow, this is extraordinary. Why aren't more people watching it? And I agree. So let's all
I
watch
agree
it.
as well. Well, let me ask you this. What would you say to people who ask, can I just start with season 3?
I think to a certain extent you can. So as you alluded to.
I am constitutionally incapable of doing that. So I
right.
But there are plenty of people who I might look at it and say, it's a rebrand. It's a little bit of a reset.
Right.
Clearly,
It's
there's
a different,
continuity,
so it's like
but
Interview with the Vampire, season 1 and season 2, based on the book Interview with the Vampire. The Vampire Lestat is what they're calling season 3, even though it's the 3rd season of this show.
Yes.
It's based on both the book The Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned, which was a very bad movie in the aughts. But Rockstar Vampire Lestat is there. So can you just jump in to a certain degree? But I think like the Louis Lestat relationship background is important.
Yeah.
Seasons 1 and 2 are on Netflix, so you can catch up with them pretty easily and then decide, if you watch season 1 and season 2 on Netflix, which you probably already have a Netflix subscription. So if you watch it on Netflix, then you can be like, hey, should I get AMC Plus for these 2 months to watch it along with Mal and Joe and tune into House of R? You should.
Absolutely.
I bought an entire garment of clothing that I will wear in every single episode.
I've seen a preview. It's
I don't do costumes,
magical.
but I'm going to do it for this.
Absolutely magical.
So,
will you be wearing it every episode or just for the premiere?
Every episode.
Fantastic.
Unless I overheated it, which is possible.
Well, I like a brisk studio, so I'm happy to oblige.
So do me a favor, House of R listeners.
Give it a try.
Just watch episode 1, season 1, episode 1 on Netflix.
No, I think no chance you regret it. None.
And then come with us for the rest of the ride. I mean,
should I try to read one of the books? I haven't read any of them, as you know.
I think if you were to read one, The Vampire Lestat is the one that you should read.
Could I read that one without having read?
I think so, because you watched the first 2 seasons.
I did.
So I think that's not an ish. It should be like your plain book or something like that.
Yeah.
So do it. Join us. Why not? Come to the dark side. The vampires are here. Something I will say for the, a lot of people who listen or watch our show are Thrones enthusiasts. Jacob Anderson is so good on Interview with the Vampire. And if you were like, I liked him fine as Grey Worm, I'm just here to tell you have not seen even the tip of the iceberg of what he is capable of. He is so good on this show. If you're a journalism enthusiast, there's some great stuff for you.
I have some notes, Daniel. I have some notes.
Daniel Malloy is a fucking icon. I love him. So,
oh man,
yeah, that's all. That's my pitch. Come join us. Here's my beating heart in my hand. Come join us for the Vampire Lestat.
I'm thrilled for you. I can't wait to share this with you. I'm so excited. Mere weeks, a week. Yeah, I mean. 2 weeks right now, but by the time people hear this, 1 week.
And I've watched.
I'll be jet lagged as fuck when we record this first episode.
It's going to be great. You're going to be loopy.
I will be coming back
probably
from like
sick.
20 hours of travel.
This might be a remote pod. We'll see.
Well, here's what's possible is that Monday morning, I don't yet know I'm sick.
And then you'll get me sick.
Incubating, then I'll get you sick.
and then we
can pod remotely on Disclosure Day and hopefully be well in time for House of the Dragon.
What was I going to say? I don't recall. Can't wait to talk about it. Let's go.
The Odyssey. You had this at number 2.
Oh my God.
I had it at number 1. So I went back and forth a little bit between Hati and the Odyssey at number 1.
Fucking Lestat the Liancourt, it would be number 1 easily.
July 17th.
Ugh.
We've talked about this a lot already because in case you don't know, in case you're just tuning into the Hype Meter and you don't know, we have been doing a Christopher Nolan revisited rewatch project for a year at this point. Almost, right? I think a year, close to a year. And you know what? It's just been so fucking fun to go through his entire filmography. Yeah. I think we both would have been incredibly excited for an Odyssey movie, period. Mm-hmm. Christopher Nolan's version of the Odyssey, period. Mm-hmm. But going through in a fairly succinct period of time all of his movies and revisiting them and thinking about these through lines and what is sometimes different film to film and how he dabbles across genre. I just can't wait to see this.
So grateful that we did this rewatch.
Been great. It's been a blast.
Our amazing production team made a playlist of all of the Nolan rewatches on Spotify. So if you have not listened or watched all of those, we've got a couple guests on there. Like CR joined us, Van joined us, Mina joined us for The Dark Knight. We have hopefully a couple guests coming up on the last 3 that we have to do. You might have already heard one by the time this comes out in case something went horribly wrong.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, the 2 of us did it together. We had some pals join us, and I feel like I've learned so much. And it's just really it's been so fun to talk about Nolan, expectations and anticipations for various people. And I just feel so much more informed. I had already seen all these movies and already considered myself like a Nolan fan. But, it's different going through the House of Art experience for something like that. And
no
I
question.
just feel so ready and so excited.
Me
for
too.
it.
I can't wait. And I was thinking about this again through the lens of having like revisited all of the movies and, the one that we're in our real time, again, Nolan, it's fitting for us in real time about to talk to. For the listeners, they've already hopefully heard it. One of my least favorite, but like even
the listeners are inverted.
And it's all about entropy. Here's what it prepared me to say. Not a bold statement, I don't think. I think it's like a kind of statement that seems bold, but I suspect you'll agree. I think there is zero chance that the Odyssey is bad. Zero. Literally no chance the movie's bad. I think it's possible that it's not what everybody wanted it to be or expected it to be, that it doesn't end up being like the best picture favorite necessarily, that we get to the end of the year and we're like, Dune was the movie of the year. All those things seem possible. I think there is no version of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey that is not incredibly entertaining, that because we all get to go to the movie theater and see it in real time and celebrate it and talk about it together and now get to anticipate it together, that it doesn't feel like a genuine event, like a moment in cinema. And that stuff matters. And on top of that, I can't wait to see the spin that he puts on it. The cast is incredible. The memes are electric already. Even the like kind of discourse stuff that's popping up already, which some of which is like exhausting already.
So dumb.
All of that, I think, just reinforces that Nolan is an undeniable force in movie making and that this will be one of the events of the year.
Should we dress up for the Odyssey as well? Will you commit now on this podcast to wearing a paper mache like Trojan horse head?
I will.
Okay.
I will. Though, here's the thing. I like to like
what's
really
our costume budget, Spotify?
That's a great question. I like to really actively snack during a movie, as you know.
Well, so what we'll do is we'll build you a paper mache thing. It's one of those things where like the head is actually up here and your face is here.
So I can eat under the...
No, it's not Mando and Grogu style.
Right,
it's like we'll make you a little like feed hole.
Okay.
And some eye holes and the neck.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Here's my only question mark remaining about the Odyssey. I saw a trailer. I went to go see I Love Boosters. Shout out Oakland. I Love Boosters. Really fun time. If you like Boots Riley, if you like Sorry to Bother You, go see I Love Boosters. I had a great time. There was an Odyssey trailer in front of it, and I was sitting there with my friend Danielle, and we were just like, both of us were just like, what if it's great? What if it's great?
Yeah.
What if it's just great?
Yeah.
What if it's just great?
Yeah.
Here's my only remaining question mark. Matt Damon, I'm just still not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Is my Odysseus. Like I'm just really curious to see that play out.
Yeah. Yes.
But as I controversially said on the Dark Knight pod, I'm a big Matt Damon fan. I think there's a lot he can do. So like, I'm hopeful.
So far the trailers, I think have told us that Robert Pattinson is actually the lead of the movie. So.
Possibly. But what if it's Charlize?
Well, that would be thrilling.
Oh.
I mean, the cast is just so good. Got quite a chuckle out of these stories that I have no idea the validity. It's been aggregated 4 times by the time it reaches me on Instagram. But Chris Nolan famously withholding in his praise at the end of a Zendaya take was like perfection, and that Damon and Holland and they were all like,
what the fuck?
What about me?
Yeah.
This is just great shit. Great stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this movie. I think it's going to be dynamite.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
And it's one of those things, I always talk about this, but it's one of my favorite moments when we all walked out of Dune 2 together. And it was like the Midnight Boys and then like Sean and Amanda were there and stuff like that. And it was just like
big hive.
Everyone liked it.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those animating moments where it's just like, what if everyone just likes it?
A shared experience.
And if the racists want to stay home because they don't think Lupita Nyong'o, one of the most classically beautiful women in the whole world, is beautiful enough to be Helen of Troy,
they're welcome to that.
Die in a fire, stay home. I don't want you there. But everyone else, let's go see the Odyssey, man.
The TV movie thing from earlier, like the fact that we've been talking about this for a year and like preparing for a year, it gives it that this is a season of TV, even though it is definitionally the most grand spectacle movie. Well, like I don't feel like it's just we go for 2.5 hours and then it's over. I feel like we've gotten to spend all of this time.
Yeah. Well, there's also this just like increasingly,
And it's the Odyssey, so we've all been thinking about it forever.
I wake up every day thinking about the Wine Dark Sea. Always. The Rosy Fingered Dawn. Always thinking about it, you know?
Always.
My friend Kara was talking about this. She's like, I love the Odyssey. And I was like, yeah, who doesn't love it? She's like, but I really love the Iliad. I was like, Kara, you are so special.
What an interesting take.
She loves the Iliad. I was like, well, sequel. Who knows? Prequel. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited for this, and I'm excited for all the people who know the story really well, and I'm excited for people who don't know the story, who didn't study it in school or something like that, for them to experience it. I think it's going to be astonishing. But to your point about film versus TV, this conversation we were having about the last Star Wars movie and stuff like that, this is just, and this is Christopher Nolan's commitment to his entire career, a cinematic event.
Yes.
And there have been increasingly these cinematic events in the last few years. You know, these sort of like, you got to get your IMAX tickets or they're going to be sold out sort of moment, you know, like thinking about Dune 3 coming, thinking about Doomsday, which is not going to be an IMAX, but, you know, something to think about.
Own goal.
It's
been an own goal since minute one and it remains an own goal.
Absolutely. But like the experience of seeing Sinners in the theater, you know, like what, you know, these formats, the way these filmmakers talk about it, stuff like that. Getting really excited for a thing that will not help me on my hype draft, but I'm still like Greta Gerwig's Narnia in theaters. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sure. This push of Netflix to go into theaters. So like, I'm just thrilled that idea of like event cinema is really just gaining momentum again after this sort of tough time for movie theaters. So
strongly agree. Honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah.
I had a weirdly hard time keeping Masters of the Universe off my list, which I have to say surprised me because here's the reason I, at the end of the day, was able to knock it off. I don't mind saying I don't have a personal attachment to this, but I have been, and I honestly thought the trailers looked like pretty bad, but I have been compelled by this recent wave of like, they got the tone right talk and like, is it Guardians? Is it early Thor? Because if so, it could be fun.
I would just...
June 5th.
Sorry, this is the hype meter, not the anti-hype meter, but I would just say that like, this bothers me so much when I hear that like, not what you're saying, obviously, but like when I hear from people I know whose taste I trust that a movie is really bad, and then we get this like...
Oh, the wave of like influencer early embargo reviews, I throw those away completely.
Well, that's what's the noise right now, are those like early influencers. And I'm just sort of like, but I've talked to people who
have seen it.
And they're like, it's terrible. Yeah. So, well. But maybe they're wrong. And if
I won't be surprised if it's bad.
If people love Masters of the Universe, or maybe it's like so bad it's good and like cheesy and campy or something like that.
That's my hope, is that there's something about it that feels like very, in a good way, kind of like aware and navel-gazing and like tonally knowing. But also like, I think the reason I considered putting it on my list, which surprised me, because again, I don't personally... I'm not sure I'll go see the movie in theaters, honestly. But like people in our lives are very excited about it. Like Adam's really looking forward to it. Van is really looking forward to it. Like stuff like that. So that gets me more excited, and I hope for their sake that it's good. But maybe it won't be.
The End of Oak Street.
That's my next one.
David Robert Mitchell, who did It Follows, which is one of the best horror movies that has ever existed. This is a movie that for a while people were wondering if it was a Cloverfield movie, but it's a different studio, so that's been like fairly well debunked. But J.J. Abrams, as he is like emerging from his please forget I made Rise of Skywalker like cocoon that he's been in for a little while, like this is something that he...
I won't forget. Sorry.
This is something that he produced. Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, Maisie Stella, who was in My Old Ass, one of my favorite movies from last year. And this is like a very sort of Amblin, what if a block of houses from the 1980s was put elsewhere and there are dinosaurs and we're not quite sure what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it Jurassic Park or is it Jumanji?
These are questions that we have to ask ourselves.
My feeling on this is cast exciting, filmmaker exciting, concept exciting, trailer I did not think looked good.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't. I was considering putting it in my top 10, but I did not.
I will say that like Pamela Abdi and Michael DeLuca, who are the powerhouse force at Warner Brothers who shepherd things like Sinners and stuff like that, have spoken specifically about how excited they are about this movie, which makes me kind of excited about it. So
I hope it's great. That'd be wonderful.
We'll see.
We love original sci-fi.
We do. What else do you have on your list?
So this is the one of the big, rave review coming out of Cannes movies, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. I didn't put it on because it's like horror, right? Which I think I'll be too scared to even see the movie, but does, I think, make it eligible. And, a couple of my faves in the co-lead roles here. So it sounds like it's great. I'll probably be too scared to see it. I did not see the TV Glow because I was scared. So I don't know. I'll probably need to hear from some of my pals whether they think I could tolerate the plumes of blood, but seems like it's great.
I'm excited for that one. I am quite excited for that. One Night Only. The Purge, but make it premarital sex.
Great.
I don't know. Have you?
What a log line.
One Night
What a
Only.
log line.
One Night Only. Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner, and it's sort of like a walk and talk, sort of like one crazy night sort of thing. But the premise of this world is you're not allowed to have premarital sex except for this one night a year. You're allowed to have premarital sex. Someone on Reddit was like, why isn't it called The Urge instead of One Night Only? And I'm like, I agree.
Amazing.
I will say what's so written and directed by Will Gluck. And we've been talking, Rob Mahoney and I have been talking about this movie for a while because we're like, what are the rules of this? What do you mean you're not allowed to have premarital? Like, how enforceable is that?
Yeah.
Does your head explode?
Yeah,
like, if you do, like, what's the deal? Will Gluck has said in interviews they will not be explaining the rules of this world, and that like is a little frustrating to me. Right. That being said, Monica Barbaro and so that sort of unusual premise makes it House of R, I would say, right? We're living in like a different, an alternate universe where you're only allowed to have premarital sex one night a year. But really, it's just an excuse.
So it's
to
dystopian.
Have Monica Barbaro and Callum Turner, two incredibly attractive people, like flirt. And I'm guessing actually they probably will not have sex on this one night, would be my guess. I think it's going to be like a whole. Anyway, Rob's point was like, if you've seen the trailer or the poster, Monica Barbaro is wearing a silver dress that is so short, it might as well be Mallory at House of Reeds with no pants on. Like it is.
My shirt will be very long.
It is basically a t-shirt. And Rob was like, in a world with no premarital success, why do dresses like this exist? And I was like, great questions. I have questions about the universe. I really do.
Poster. That is a short.
It is a short dress.
A short dress.
I support it. Anyway, I'm intrigued. I could not dare to put it on my top 10, but I'm just like, I will be seeing this movie.
Great. I respect it.
Is it going to be good? I don't know, but I will be seeing it. Anything else you have on your list?
A couple rapid fire TV seasons to toss out. So X-Men 97 season 2 does not have a date yet.
Yeah.
But
it's also on my list.
Is likely summer, and it sounds like it's going to premiere.
But like, how weird that they haven't announced
bizarre
the dates.
Yeah. We both loved season 1, sort of unsure what the future of the show will be in the post-Bo DeMeo era.
Yeah.
But, hopefully the quality continues, and that's like really wonderful. Less excited for Avatar The Last Airbender season 2, but just wanted to mention that is in fact coming out June 22nd. The Ba Sing Se season, but we're in the animated show. That's a stretch of the story that we love. Like,
fool me once.
I thought the trailer was aggressively unimpressive that just dropped.
And
so that's a
season
bummer.
1 was just like a mess. That being said, we're getting an Avatar movie this year from the real creators, so I'm excited about that one.
It would be fun if this live action retelling found its footing a little bit, but I don't know if that's likely to happen. Dark Matter season 2 is coming out August 28th. Unless I missed it, there's no second book here. So but Blake Crouch, the author of the book, is writing the second season or co-writing it. So sort of just curious to see what that's like. I think the ending of the book in season 1 sort of like ends in a place where you are curious to know what the future holds for those characters. This is a multiverse story. If you haven't seen it, I'll say no more. Joel Edgerton, Jennifer Connelly. I don't know that we like need to continue. It feels like one of those things where you kind of, you're at war with yourself. You want to know more, both probably as the creator and the viewer or reader. But it's also like a nice one to leave embedded in amber and never reopen. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am curious. I thought that I read the book pretty close to watching the show, and I thought it was fairly successful as an adaptation. So
can I mention an adaptation of a book
Please.
that I have read, which is The Dog Stars by Peter Heller, and Jacob Elordi and Josh Brolin are in this sort of like
fun
post-apocalyptic after post-pandemic thing. The Dark Stars was a huge book. Like, that was a really, really popular book. Ridley Scott is directing. Jacob Elordi is in it. This should be a huge movie this year, but they're dumping it in August, which makes me quite nervous.
Doesn't bode well.
Does not bode well. Like, given the source material, given the director, given the leads, this should have been like a sort of a big event movie this year, but it's being dumped in August, which is where you put movies you do not have much faith in. So I'm a bit worried about it. It was supposed to come out March, and it got pushed to the dumping ground of August. So I'm a little worried. But that being said, Jacob Elordi, we're thinking about you
Sure are.
this week.
We sure are.
And
God.
for fans of the book, I hope it's what they're hoping it is,
Nice. Silo season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Silo right now for me is in the bucket of I loved it. You lost me. Can you get me back? If the answer is yes, I'll be excited. If the answer is no, I'll move on. Which is a bummer.
The Apple way.
Indeed. Minions and monsters. No, I'm just kidding. That's it. That's it. That's all I had. Anything else? Any other items? Okay, great. We have a fun, full summer to look forward to, so that's a treat. We will be back soon. Well, Joe will be back with some pals for a fictional musical extravaganza to set up Lestat. Then we will be back, health permitting and travel schedules permitting, to cover the first episode of The Vampire Lestat on Monday, June 8th.
That sounds right.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
We'll definitely be covering it. I think it's on the 8th.
Premiere's on the 7th, so the episode will drop on the 8th.
On the 8th. Fantastic. And then it's Disclosure Day. It's Hot D. We got a couple Nolan movies left to watch.
San Diego Comic-Con. Supergirl, Spider-Man,
The Odyssey. All these other things we just talked about. Not all of which we'll be covering. But what if Toy Story 5 is so good that we're just like, we had to come in and pod? And then you're like, well, if we're here podding on a movie on June 19th, let's also do The Death of Robin Hood. What do you think about that as a double?
That sounds like a perfect
Those really pair together, don't
they?
they? I mean, stories that children learn, and then you think about reflecting on what you understood to be true as time.
Do you think that should be the
Barbenheimer?
Is take the kids to Toy Story and then The Death of Robin Hood?
Sign me up. That sounds great. As you know, I miss Barbenheimer in real time, so I'm just.
Do you have a favorite Robin Hood? You love Costner. Are you a Costner head?
I do. I mean, you do know how I feel about him. I might go like an animated
Fox Robin Hood.
Yeah.
It's hard
Tough
to
to top. Formative. Just genuinely formative. Yeah.
Fox Robin Hood, Costner, Carrie Ellis, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Very good.
Very, very, very important.
Very important.
Very important. Okay, we did it. That's the hype meter. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you to Carlos Chiriboga, Scott Lee, Arjuna Ramgopowell, Jacob NCT. We're both here once again.
Wow.
I know. An
Full
embarrassment
house.
of riches. And of course, Jomi Adeniran. Thank you to the Bad Babies for sharing in the hype with us, as always. I assume we'll do a fall hype meter, probably. Will we do a winter one? Who knows? Sometimes the seasons get away from us, but we'll definitely do another one.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
Oh, yeah. Though the fall is a little patchier than the summer.
Maybe we'll do a fall-winter mashup. We do that sometimes.
Yeah.
The seasons are what we make them. I love you.
I love you.
I'll miss you. Well, I mean, I'll see you for multiple pods, but when people are hearing this, I'll be gone.
You'll already be missing me.
Exactly. Right now, as you are listening to me say this, I am missing Joanna.
In that Tenet sort of way.
Exactly. We're going to talk about that. Maybe we already have. Who knows? Vampire stuff. I've not yet secured a coffin, but I intend to.
You're working on it?
Maybe it'll be a miniature.
Oh, a little coffin.
Yeah.
Little coffin.
We can do some forced perspective stuff.
Like you're Gandalf and it's a hobbit?
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to be in it, but I could be behind it.
Okay.
Carlos, get ready!
Tune in